Today we're going to learn how to play help defense. On offense, we're going to start with 5 out. Typically, the defense is face guarding the offense. That means that even if the offensive player does not have the ball, that the defense is right next to them. In help defense, it's not so much of man-to-man, but more so our team versus their team. We are guarding them. Rule number 1, you're always between an open man and the ball. So as you can see here, the defense shrinks from face guarding to help defense, where they're playing in the help position. We can see here that number 1 has the ball, 2 and 3 are 1 pass away, and 4 and 5 are 2 passes away. So on the defensive side, number 2 and number 3 are going to be in between their man and the ball, and 4 and 5 are going to be in between their man and the ball. So now we have number 1 passing the ball to number 3. Help defense requires a lot of communication because nobody is restricted to one specific person. Number 3 is the closest to the ball, so he's going to jump to the ball and say, I got ball, I got ball. At the same time, everybody else is rotating into the next help position while saying, I have help, I have help. Remember, rule number 1 is that you're always in between the ball and a man. So as we can see here, the ball is now on the wing with number 3, and everybody is rotating into the respective position. Players 1 and 5 are now 1 pass away from the ball, while player 2 is 2 passes away from the ball, and player 4 is 3 passes away from the ball. The amount of passes is not important, but what you need to focus on is staying in between your man and the ball. When I say in between, I mean directly in the middle. So notice how the lines from the man to the ball, the defensive player is directly in the middle of that line. So now that we understand rule 1 of staying in between your man and the ball, let's put it into motion. The man with the ball has the option to either dribble to the right or dribble to the left. But either way, he's going to get stuck by the double team and he's going to be forced to pass the ball. Again, communication is key here. Whoever takes the ball, in this case is going to be defensive player number 5, he needs to yell, I got ball, I got ball. This will alert his teammates to get in their respective help position as they yell, I got help, I got help. Watch as the defense rotates into the help position in between their man and the ball. The more you experience this, the more you'll start to notice the patterns within the system. For example, when the ball is in the corner and there's somebody on the other corner, the man is always going to be under the basket. So in this scenario, we have the ball in the corner rotating back up to the top of the key. As you can see in the animation, as the ball is in the air, everybody is moving at the same time. So it's very important for everybody to be looking both at the ball and your man at the same time and react accordingly. As we swing the ball to the 2, then down to the 4, the defense continues to rotate into their help position between every pass, always staying between their man and the ball. Now we're going to run through this animation several times, and I want you to follow along and visualize yourself playing. An important thing to note is that the number 1 is not the point guard, number 2 is not the shooting guard, number 5 is not the center. They are simply numbers to indicate which player is which, but the number 1 may be in the corner, number 5 may be at the top of the key, and so on. So when you're visualizing yourself playing defense, see yourself at every position of the floor. As a point guard, you may be guarding the person in the corner, so you need to make sure that you're looking at number 5 and understanding his positions, as well as positions of player number 1. While you're watching the animation, pause the video and look at the position of each player after each pass. I want you to identify which spots on the floor are constantly being covered. For example, I already told you that when the ball is in the corner, the opposite corner is always underneath the basket. Continue watching the animation and identify the patterns of each position on the floor. You have the block, the elbow, the free throw line, and the middle of the paint. Recognize these positions and identify when they are covered to understand the patterns. So now we're entering phase two, where the offense is going to start dribbling the ball towards the basket. Here we pass the ball to player number 3. He drives to the right. Player number 5 helps. They pass it back out and reset. Pass it back over to number 2. Drive in. Number 4 helps. Pass it out to number 4. And they reset at the top of the key. As a defensive player, you want to force the ball to the outside. You don't want the ball going down the middle. That's why 3 forces it towards number 5 and number 2 forces it towards number 4. You can also see that the help side defender is keeping his position and waiting for the ball to come to his area. Then he gives help. Then as the ball is passed, he recovers to his spot. So make sure you be patient, read the situation, and then react quickly. We pass the ball to the corner. 5 drives baseline and 4 is there to help. We see here that players 1, 2, and 3 are in help defense in between the ball and the player. 4 is helping 5 stop the ball from getting an easy layup. Player 5 is going to pass the ball to player number 4. Before I play the animation, I want you to guess what the rotation is going to be. Imagine 5 is passing to 4 in the corner and decide where the defenders should go next. Did you get it right? Let's watch the animation one more time. This is very important because we need to remember that we're not attached to one man. Player number 2 is closest to player number 4 and 2, so it's his responsibility to get to the ball if it comes his way. He must recognize that he's covering 2 players and act accordingly. And so he takes ball as it goes to the corner. And so now we call this a switch. The defensive players number 2 and 4 switched the men that they are guarding. 2 is now guarding 4 and 4 is now guarding 2. Communication here is key. 4 passes the ball back to 1 and we reset. He passes it back to number 5, but this time 5 takes the inside lane. Defender number 3 is there to help as 5 gets stuck in the double team. He's going to pass the ball to 3 on the wing. Here's another chance for you to figure out what the next rotation is going to be. As the ball gets passed to player 3, who takes the ball and where are the help side positions? If you said player 1 takes the ball and 3 gets help side, congratulations, you got it right. And if you got it incorrect, watch the video over again. It's important that everybody on your team is on the same page and you guys understand your rotations. So now you've seen the defense rotate or switch twice. Player 1 is guarding player 3, player 2 is guarding player 4, player 3 is guarding player 1, 4 on 2, and 5 on 5. So a quick recap. Rule number 1, you're always halfway in between the ball and the man. Once a pass is made, you jump into the next help position. Rule number 2, the closest person to the ball takes the ball. The ball always takes number 1 priority. And rule number 3 is always communicate. It doesn't matter who was assigned to that man, somebody always needs to be on the ball. There should never be a silent moment on defense. Y'all should constantly be yelling, I got ball, I'm in help, I'm in help. Once you master the rotations and you're confident in your teammates, your team chemistry and fighting spirit will disrupt the other team, and you guys will be able to contest every shot and intercept every pass. So to end this video, what I'm going to do is show you some animations from different offensive sets, because most teams do not play a 5 out, but it's easiest to learn this defense doing a 5 out. But I'll show you a 4 out and then a 3-2 and then 4 on 4, 3 on 3, and 2 on 2. You can also do help defense. Help defense is universal to all forms of basketball. So it's important not only that you learn how to do it, but you also apply it in all situations. I'm going to pause the video to show you where the next pass is going so that you can practice. So now you've completed level 1 of help defense, and you've seen it from every situation, from 2-on-2 to 5-on-5. Level 2 gets a little bit more complicated because the offensive team will be cutting and moving around without the ball, setting screens, and running plays. So there's more things to pay attention to, and more situations that you need to discuss with your teammates and with your coach to make sure everyone is on the same page. For example, teams will be cutting backdoor and setting screens, and you have to decide if you're going to switch or stay on your man. There's even some situations where you tell your teammates don't help. For example, if they break down your defense by driving and kicking out to the corner for a three, you're going to tell your teammate not to help if he's guarding the corner position so that he can contest the three. So this video is help defense at level 1, and all the rules and principles that you learned will apply to level 2. And you can use the animations from this video to practice by recreating them in real life. There's many more things to be learned, but experience is the best teacher, so go out there and try it. I hope this video finds you well. Thanks for watching.